Hey everybody, I know it's been 2 or 3 weeks now, but I'm back with week number 5 of Accutane. When I finished up my first month, when I was on week 4, I didn't do an update because I didn't feel I could do a good enough update. What had happened was I had stopped taking the medication for a week when I had caught the flu. Because you get so dehydrated when you're on the Accutane, my rationale was if I stop taking it for a week, I just take a little break, my body can use the water to fight off my infection. And sure enough, I did get over the flu in about 5 or 6 days. I felt a lot better. I then went back on the Accutane for a week. I didn't see a huge difference. I had broken out a little bit more. I only had about a week of pills left at that point. I finished up the first month, and then for the last week and a half, I didn't have any medication. I was out, and my dermatology appointment wasn't until the 4th of February, so I was actually without any sort of medication for about a week and a half. Luckily, I went back to my dermatologist on the 4th, and I have now started week number 5. So I'm about 5 days in to the first week of the second month. I decided to do this update in my bathroom today. It might be a little echoey just because it has the best lighting, and because I've showered recently, my skin does look really good, but you can see a pretty dramatic difference. I still have some problematic areas, still scarring here, although it's gone down significantly. I still have a couple of problem pimples. These ones here keep occurring, and I was thinking that this one here was getting cystic because it keeps coming back and it's large and kind of inflamed, but dermatologist didn't seem to be too concerned about it. He said that it would go away eventually and it's just going to keep shrinking, so I'm going to take his word for it. I've got a couple of really painful annoying pimples right along my jawline, right in here. You probably can't see them, but I find those ones to be really irritating because you go to scratch them, and for some reason they really hurt as opposed to a lot of other pimples that I get on my actual face. But in terms of how the medication has been working, I really don't have any sort of complaints. I'm pretty much at the point now where I don't even recognize it as an issue in my life, taking the medication itself. I'm really not having a lot of side effects that I haven't already had, and even being off the medication for a week and then going back on it a week and going back off it a week, I didn't notice the side effects getting any better or any worse. They say that when you stop taking Accutane, you can feel the side effects of the medication 3 months after you actually take it. So a week didn't really make a difference. Being off it a week, being on it a week, being off it a week didn't make, like I said, a huge difference in my acne. It pretty much stayed the same. And now that I've started taking it again, my body seems to have responded pretty well to it, and my face, as you can see, is pretty clear. Definitely not the clearest that it has been, but looking about the point where it was around week 3. One of the things I've really noticed is even if I still have a bit of acne, even if the skin is still red, my skin is so incredibly smooth. Like my face is really smooth, even if I don't use moisturizer. Like the skin feels a lot tighter and firmer, but really, really soft. And I think that's something that will be long term after I'm off the medication, which is going to be awesome. And since I'm in my bathroom, I guess I can show you guys what I've been using to moisturize my face with. I'm not a dermatologist or a cosmetologist or anything. I don't know a lot about skin products. As I went into the store and I just randomly picked this up, but this has been working really well for me if anyone wants a good cream. This is a Nivea Visage cream. You probably can't read the label. Light moisturizing day care, and it has SPF 15 in it. I like it because it doesn't have a lot of scent. Very, very lightly scented. It's a white cream. It can kind of burn if your skin is peeling and really dry, but yeah, nice light lotion, very non-scented, even though most lotions are kind of scented, even if they do say non-scented. and I usually put a little bit on when I wake up and a little bit on before I go to bed, and I haven't had to actually use anything else on my face, which has been awesome. In terms of how the rest of my skin is feeling, I definitely get the occasional pimple on my shoulders, and usually I'll have a little bit of peeling on my shoulders, in which case I just use some sort of, body butter or whatever. We have a lot of them that my roommates brought in when they moved. I, so I just use, something that has body lotion or body butter on the label, and that usually works just fine for me. I'm actually not having to do a lot of skin maintenance, definitely not as much as I was the first week or two when I was really feeling a lot of the side effects. Still keeping up with lip care, still wearing a lot of lip chap, but even then, I'm finding my lips are not peeling as much anymore, which is awesome. And I'm still trying to keep on with my fluids. When I went to my dermatologist, I also went and I did my blood tests. So I have a standing order to get my blood tests done every month, and hopefully everything is going to be in good condition. The thing they're most concerned with is your liver and the level of your tricyclides. So if my blood test comes back with something, of course, my doctors will call me. And when I spoke to the dermatologist, I told him about my initial breakout. I told him that, I've gotten over the breakout period. I had that really bad breakout that made me feel like shit. And he says that from now on, I shouldn't have, a mass breakout like that anymore, and it should just keep getting better and better. And based on how my face looked, he also decided to put me on 6 months of Accutane and not 3, which I was a little bit disappointed with, but I think it will work better and it will stay long term if I just take it for 6 months. So I'm just going to stick through it and take it for the entire 6 months. And luckily, he gave me a 3-month prescription this time, so I don't have to go see him for another 3 months. And by that time, I'm sure when he sees me, my skin will look a lot better. I'm sure he'll be very, very pleasantly surprised. So everything's going well for me, even though I haven't updated in a little while. Um, and a few of you have also left a couple of comments I've seen about how you're doing with Accutane and you're following along, so that's great. I like to see that. Month 2, I definitely have a lot of hope, and for the most part, it's kind of like a yo-yo. After I've showered, my face looks great usually because it's all clean. If I'm at work for 8 hours at the end of the day, I've been like sweating and I'm warm and my acne kind of starts to get worse. Some days are really good, some days are really bad, but I can definitely see that the medication is working. And some of my residents at work also say, whatever you're doing is working, which is really good to hear because they see me every day and even they can notice, a huge difference. So I'm still fairly confident. I still feel very good about myself, and I just need to pretty much stick through and keep doing the medication. So if anything changes next week, I'll let you guys know, but I haven't seen dramatic change as much from week to week as I did in the first month. So maybe I'll do a video of other stuff that I use, lip chaps, or I'm also planning on posting some pictures onto my blog. I have been taking pictures every week for my skin and trying to show week by week, how it looks. So you can see a very, very visible thing, because this camera isn't very good. It really doesn't show you, all the little pimples and little imperfections and whatnot, which, I guess is a good thing. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the update, and I will see you next time.